If your path is heavier, it is because your purpose here on earth is greater. Hello everyone, this is Doris Victoria, your soul empowerment and conscious millionaire coach. And I am connecting with you on the 9th portal day today, 9/9 September. And we have a 999 today because the 2025 adds up to a 9 as well, which makes it 999. It is a very, very powerful cosmic alignment. The veil is very thin today, the veil through other dimensions, the veil between the hidden world, so to speak, and the physical world, the material world. So you know what 9 stands for. It is wisdom, it is cosmic wisdom, but it's also endings and new beginnings. And healing plays an important role. So as I said, I'm connecting with you with my beautiful lilies. My lilies here today, because the lily is a flower that is helping you to stand firm with your own decisions. And every decision that you make today on this powerful 999 portal day is gonna have an echo through the universes, so to speak. It's going to be a very, very powerful decision. Every thought that you are having today weighs heavier than normally. Every decision that you're making today, as I said, will have their echoes through universes, and it will come back to you in spiral form and always showing you how far you have come while you are keeping this decision. So this video is all about diving deep into the energy today. As I said already, it is a 999, and it is not only the 999, it is also that just last Sunday, 2 days earlier, we had this powerful full lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces, which was releasing a whole cycle of spiritual healing, of hidden truths. Pisces is a water sign. The water is carrying a lot of hidden truth. It's going very deep. So all this was coming to the surface, and so many of us, I'm not the only one. If you have been watching my shorts regularly or my videos, you know that I have been going through trial and error in my life, and that suffering has been a great deal in my life, and we are all learning how to make the best out of those kind of like low valley situations in life. But so this lunar eclipse was already about endings and new beginnings. And I told you in one of my shorts how to deal with breakups last week that my coach was breaking up with me. I had to say goodbye to a lot of old relationships last week. Not only people that said goodbye to me, but also people that I had to say goodbye to. And today I'm even challenged to say goodbye to another member of my family, my own family, because it was always only about her and her narcissistic being of existence. There's never a question about the other one. There's never any interest. There's no compassion, no whatsoever about feeling how the other person feels. It's always only about her. So it looks like I am challenged with another big decision today. So just know that this portal energy is getting all of us chosen ones, powerful souls, old souls that are here on earth to anchor a new consciousness in. We are all challenged right now. And connecting with my clients, it was really amazing what I saw, because the entire last week was a really, really dark and heavy one for many of my clients and friends as well, including myself. And the energy was kind of all over. It was very interesting to see how these energies were influencing us. But there was a common theme that I saw, like a silver thread, like a silver lining underneath this heavy energy. And it was always about powerful decisions that we ought to make right now for ourselves and others in order to step into our whole version, in order to become more our soul version, in order to be even more authentically ourselves, more unapologetically ourselves, and walking our truth here on earth really in an assertive and decided way. And this is not always easy, because many relationships can fall apart when someone is suddenly stepping back into their power, and then the other person might not recognize this person anymore, or it might be even frightened by this new energy. So just know that endings and new beginnings in those current energies are very, very common. And do not be afraid. I want to say this here again. I already shared it in one of my shorts, how to deal with breakups, as I said. But if someone is released from your life, always remember this powerful phrase: they did not leave you. It was me who moved them out of your way. With love, the universe. So always remember that if relationships are ending, you know, it might be with a beloved partner, it might be with a job, it might be with, you know, colleagues or really friends that have been with us the entire life but are no longer a match. Always remember, dear one, that every relationship, every soul that is coming into your life is there for a certain time. Some souls are meant to be with you the entire life, but some souls are only meant to be with you for a short time. And what you're going to learn in this short time that you're together, I had friendships that were only lasting about a year, and then I had to let them go, or I was being let go. But in hindsight, I realized what a big gift it was to get to know this person, to have had this exchange for a while, and then let each other go again, because each one of us, because of each other, was walking on a more empowered, on a more conscious, and a more aligned path with our own soul. So do not be afraid if you see endings in this current time. It is for your best, dear one. Do not be afraid of the loss. You know, remember that there is no true loss. Loss is an illusion when we only look with our eyes. But for those that see with our hearts, there is no loss, because every soul that we have ever, every souls that have ever touched their lights with each other, they will stay connected for the entire life anyway, you know. And it doesn't make any difference if somebody is if somebody is making their transition, if somebody is really going out of their physical body back to our, you know, natural state of being, which is pure light and joy and consciousness. So there is no real loss when we have to let go of someone. Always remember that. And I also want to stress the topic of forgiveness in this time of the 999 portal. Many people hold on to past trauma, or they feel like they cannot forgive a certain person that was very or extra harsh with them. You know, in my case, as I said before, I am being challenged to really face this relationship with this particular family member, as her own life was always about her. It was very narcissistic. I have been left alone with my emotions when I needed her. And I even developed kind of like a codependent style, to be having to be there for her and making her feelings more important than mine, which has been a pattern in my entire life after since. So today, this is really hitting me hard. This is coming fully and entirely to the surface already through the lunar eclipse that I had the pleasure to watch here from Southern Europe in full last Saturday night. It was just amazing. No, sorry, Sunday night. It took about 1.5 hours. I saw this red, beautiful, full blood moon rising, and I was like, is that the moon? And it was so amazing to see a full moon, but in the blood red color. And then it started, as it became darker and darker, then you saw the light on the lower left side coming back as the shadow of the earth moved out of the moon towards the upper right. And I watched the entire kind of like ceremony of the moon, and it was amazing. And it brought to me a lot of truths that I had been hidden in my depth, in the depth of my being. I did not want to look at them. They were too uncomfortable. But now, dear ones, they're all coming up. Why? Because we are invited to step back into our power. And this is why I chose the lily as well today, because lilies are all about our solar plexus. And the solar plexus chakra is personal power. It is literally standing in your power. So I'm being challenged with this decision today. And it's not easy, but in the end, I will always choose myself, because you remember that you and your energy are the most expensive currency that exists. If you are an old soul and you are not happy and your energy is not aligned, there's not much that you can give to this earth. You came here in order to walk your path in alignment with your soul's purpose and to let go unapologetically, unafraid. Remember that, as I said, nothing really is a loss. It is a win, so to speak, for each and every one that is involved, because what is happening afterwards will even be more powerful. So if you have to let go of relationships, it's because they're not serving your new version anymore. And this is why the universe is bringing them out of your way, so that you can step forward and then attract in your new vibration those vibrational matches that are meant to walk with you now on your path. Because our souls are consciously evolving. So are we, if we want to align with our souls. But since our soul is consciously evolving and currently all the time evolving with each thought that we are having, which every time that we're forgiving someone, remember, if you don't forgive someone, you feel like you're dropping, you're putting one drop of poison into their food, not realizing that that's the food you are eating. You cannot fully be free if you do not forgive. So forgive whoever hurt you in your life. Forgive whoever gave you a hard time at one point in your life. Let them go. Let them off the hook, because you are releasing yourself from that chain that you are otherwise carrying. I remember a very powerful metaphor that is coming back to my mind in this moment. I remember I've been at a very powerful retreat once, and we had to take a chair into our hands. We had to hold up a chair, move it from the ground and hold it up into the air. And we had to do this 1 minute. And the coaches were guiding us through a meditation as we were doing this. And the meditation was all about realizing how heavy the chair gets if you hold it up like this, not only for 1 minute, but 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. We did it all the way to 20 minutes. Oh my God, the chair was like maybe 5 kilograms, like 10 pounds or something. But if you're holding it for like 10, 15, 20 minutes, it is like the triple or the quadruple weight of what it really weighs. So remember, this is how everything that you are carrying on your shoulders, may it be unforgiveness or whatever, this is how heavy this weight is, pulling you down. And if you're carrying weight on your shoulders, if you carry this darkness, this heaviness around you, you cannot really step into your power, because our power is light. It is lightheartedness, it is freedom, it is alignment, it is joy, it is love, it is peace, it is the highest vibration. Well, as long as we are holding our shoulders, our own selves down, because we are carrying something on our back that is not even ours to carry. But that can happen when you don't forgive, or when you're holding anything negative against someone. That's what's happening, dear one. So today, in this powerful 999, new beginnings, endings, healings energy, make sure that you do this in a ceremonial way. You can create your own little ceremony. You can burn some white sage. Always make sure that your things are natural. Put the sage into you know, a fireproof place, like in a clay bowl, or if you have an abalone shell at home, make sure you place it into something that can't burn. Listen to some really inspiring music, and I have incense burning here all morning long. It is an incense that is helping me to ground my energy. Make sure that you let go of everything that no longer serves you today, and really imagine and even state loud, I hereby cut all cords to this person. For example, if you want to cut cords, and then imagine yourself holding a beautiful silver sword with lots of stone, you know, gemstone decoration. This is how I see my own high priestess, my own goddess sword. And then see how you're, you know, actively cutting all these cords that might have been connecting you with a certain person or a certain situation in your life, or even a certain group of people. Just cut the cords. Make sure that you are free from all old and negative energy that you have been carrying along with you and that has been holding your light down. Remember that if you stumbled over this video, you are a chosen soul. You're one of the very wise old souls that came to planet Earth in order to live your truth joyfully and unapologetically, because you are here, we are here to anchor in a new consciousness. We are here to anchor in a new mother-like, divine, feminine consciousness that is kind of like being the beginning for the reunification between the divine feminine and the sacred masculine. Remember, you are here not to live the traditional life, not to live traditional forms of life, like not being able to forgive or gossiping or whatever it is. All that is in a lower vibrational frequency, let it go. Release yourself from it. Cut the cords. Get yourself into your own little ceremony. Play some beautiful meditative music. Burn some sage, as I said. I have my own, I want to show this to you. So this is like a burner, and you have like I can take this out here. There's like a little tiny thing up here, and you can put a tea light into that space. And I always have this little kind of like place so that you don't have to clean this thing all the time. And if you have the resin of frankincense or myrrh or benzoe or any kind of powerful new beginnings essence in your home, those that the three kings at the birth of Jesus already handed to him, or to Joseph and Maria at the birth of Jesus. This is coming to me, even though I'm not at all religious, but I remember those moments in history. So this is, for example, how you can infuse your home today. You can adjust this. You have like a little thing here that you can, you know, you can put it higher or lower, whatever suits you. So this is something that I like to use for my incense burning here at home, because it doesn't get more natural than this. Even incense sticks or cones can sometimes contain chemicals. So if you have just a bunch of white sage or the pure resin of those powerful incenses, of those really beautiful natural essences that you can burn, make sure that you would infuse your space with this holy smell. And in the end, it is not only infusing your space, it is infusing your own energy with powerful essences of healing, endings of what no longer serves, and new beginnings of walking aligned with your soul's purpose here on earth. Remember that suffering is not for nothing. If you feel like your path is heavier and you have suffered a lot, it is, as I said in the beginning, it is because your purpose is greater. And today is one of those powerful days, a day in history that will never come back, because the 999 portal is not coming back for a while, dear ones, you know? So make sure that you're using this energy today wisely. As I said, cut cords to those that you want to be free from, cut cords to souvenirs, remembrances that you have. you know, memories of maybe harsh experiences, whatever it is, let it go. Just burn it with the sage that you're burning, you know, or diffuse it in the incense that you're burning in this holy smoke, and renew your body and being. Renew not only your physical body by the essences and by doing this mental and emotional work, but renew your etheric body. Remember that your purpose here is of immense importance. The world needs you, but you can only be serving the world if you are in a high vibration. So always remember that. This is my message to you today, dear ones. Thank you so much for all my new subscribers. It is such a pleasure to have you here with me. Let me know in the comments below how you are using this energy, what you're dealing with right now, what you're deciding to let go. I am so happy to read you. I'm thanking you for liking, for subscribing, and for sharing this video in abundance. Take good care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.